let's say Trump wins on the 5th and in January appoints you Secretary of State. What are you going to do about the deep state? That's a big question. Next, what do you do about Ukraine and Russia? And then what do you do in Israel? So let's start with the deep state.
First thing you do is you got to get rid of everybody you can. You got to go deep into it and get rid of everybody you can.
What does that look like?
It looks like a very depleted State Department, and you got to hire new people. And believe it or not, you don't need all those people anyway.
Kind of like Elon and Twitter. Get rid of 80%, it still works. Or it works better.
Actually, it's like when we have the government shutdowns and we don't notice it.
Okay.
So I did it as mayor. I got rid of right away 4,000 people, ultimately 12,000, and everybody said, the city worked, nobody even noticed. We reprogrammed them quickly. You've got to have people that understand they're representing the United States and not the country they're in. George Shultz had a great thing he used to do when he'd have a new ambassador. He'd have them come in right at the end, maybe before they were going for their hearing or when they were going off to their country. And he'd say, Mr. Johnson, what country do you represent? He said, I represent the UK. He said, no, you don't. Come here. Take him over to the globe. You represent the United States of America in the UK. And don't you ever damn forget that. And they do. They forget it. I mean, and I'm not even talking about the Marxist infiltration and the
what do you do about that?
And the Islamic infiltration. Well, geez, you just get rid of them. A couple of them even know who they are. He's got 2 or 3 people there right now that are Islamic spies that he should get rid of. Out. Right out. You just throw them out. Let them sue you. Or put them in. One time I told him, one of my solutions will be, I offered him last time, I'll come in for 6 months and I'll get rid of everybody for you. Go all around and get rid of everybody. Man. But we're going to set up a big climate change center in Antarctica. And since that is the existential threat to the world, we're going to put them all there. All the ones who believe that. And they can work on climate change from Antarctica. And who cares what they do? They're not going to change the climate anyway. God controls that, or nature. So let them go screw around with the big. I mean, when Biden would say that, it's the biggest existential threat to America, and China is building a navy bigger than ours, and climate change is the biggest existential threat to America. I mean, it's just been going on forever, and I think we can figure our way around it. We have, for thousands of years.
What do you do about the FBI and the CIA?
Same thing.
Clean house.
Oh, God, yeah. And the CIA is going to be tough because they're vicious. I mean, Schumer was absolutely right when he warned them. And he said to me, go after the CIA and they'll come after you. I even think Pompeo, who he'd get angry at me for saying this, and I admire him and thought he did a very good job. But I think Pompeo was afraid to straighten out the CIA. He was afraid they would ruin him.
They're dangerous.
And they might have.
Right.
I think he was a little afraid of the State Department too, because he never did anything with the report that I gave him. And then when I went to him to fire the ambassador, who was a disaster and was helping Hillary in that embassy, he said to me, "Oh, this is going to be really tough. She's the head of the group of gay and lesbian group in the State Department." I said, "What's the difference? I thought we didn't think that way. I mean, I thought that wasn't important to us. I mean, I don't care if she's the head of the heterosexual group, the Catholic group, the Jewish group, the gay group. If she's fixing cases for George Soros, out. Bye." And he's like that. He just needs people that have the courage to do that. And I think that the thing about, and this is why I supported him so strongly back 2-3 years ago when people were deserting him. I think he's the only one who can do it. Right. I mean, I have no hard feelings about anybody who ran against him, except maybe Haley a little bit, because she went, I thought, a little too far. None about DeSantis at all. I even think DeSantis make a good president. I'm just not sure, though. And it took him a while. It took me a while. When he first went in, I told him, things are really bad here. You don't realize how bad they are. He said, "Oh, I know they're bad." Now that I look back on it, I was completely ridiculous. I didn't know how bad they were.
Right.
I had no idea. Some of the things that, when you ask me, is it possible that this is a conspiracy? 5 years ago, I would have told you, absolutely not. That would never happen. I mean, I grew up idolizing the FBI. When I was a little boy, I got a little FBI badge. You know, you send in your Wheaties box tops and you get a little FBI badge. And my uncles were all cops, so they gave me a little police badge because they told me the police are better than the FBI. But I mean, I was their man of the year. I got a Lifetime Achievement Award from them because I brought their biggest cases in the 20th century. I can honestly say, not like a prejudiced person says, some of my best friends are former FBI agents, but they all agree with me. Yeah, you can't imagine how angry they are at what Comey and Wray have done to the FBI. It's disgraceful. I hired Comey as an assistant U.S. attorney. I have no idea what happened to him.
Wow. All right, so clean house internally. What do you do with Russia and Ukraine? Can you end it with a phone call like Trump says?
No, but kind of. I mean, I think they're ending it. You listen to what Zelensky is saying now. I mean, you got to decide, can you, in fact, drive Russia out of where they are right now? Do we have the will to do it? Do we want to take the risk of a nuclear war? Or do we just, right now it seems to me that Biden and Harris have us set up for a war without end, amen. And I get very, very nervous because I know the corruption in Ukraine. And I can't believe, by the way, I mean, I will guarantee you let me investigate that, and some of that money was stolen. There's no way the oligarchs there let that kind of money go floating around. And when they say, oh, it was spent in America, in the American military industrial complex. Come on, I mean, part of that is like spending it with the mafia. I mean, Eisenhower told you that. Jeez, don't be so naive. I mean, money's been going south through that place since the 50s. 200 billion from all different countries going to Ukraine. It used to be considered the second most corrupt country in the world to Russia. It hasn't changed. Zelensky was not a reformer. Zelensky was the favorite candidate of the biggest money launderer in Ukraine, Kolomoisky, who ran Bank Privat. He made Zelensky a millionaire. The guy's a massive crook, organized criminal. When Zelensky got elected, he came out of exile, came back. Kolomoisky could tell you all of the laundered transactions that the Bidens did. He could also tell you where their foreign bank accounts are, as well as maybe 500 other politicians in the Western world. We have this sort of phrase in New York where we say, do you have a rabbi? Is somebody your rabbi? Meaning the guy who fixes things for you. Well, Kolomoisky was Zelensky's rabbi. So when Zelensky says to Biden, I want 60 billion, if he wants to, all he has to say is, I'll show him the other pictures that Giuliani doesn't have, because I got them all. And they do. I mean, I have one hard drive that takes up about 7 years. They've got everything going back to when he was a cheap little Delaware senator with his brothers taking money. Right. So, and boy, I'm sure they have plenty on Harris too, on all of them. So it's a funny country to be involved with. I mean, I feel, for me, like when some of the people in my party didn't want to give them the money, or I would love to see them win. I'd love to see them throw Putin out. And I really am close to the Ukrainian people. I work there. I help build a security program in Kharkiv. Every time I think about Kharkiv being hit, I'm so proud of them because they've been able to resist the Russians. But unless we're prepared for a major war, which we're not, then let's come up with some kind of settlement. And I think maybe you got to continue it a little longer. Maybe you have to make Putin pay a little bit more so he'll be more reasonable. Or maybe he's ready to be reasonable. I don't know. I can't tell. I think Zelensky is. I think Zelensky realizes he can't achieve what he wants to achieve, which is to totally throw them out.
Yeah.
So I think he's willing to do something less than that. Real question is Putin ready to do something? Give something back. If he is, then probably that's the way you have to settle it, unless you want him to go on for another 5 years like Vietnam or something and just have a bunch of Ukrainians killed and Russians killed for no reason, because they're just going to stay where they are.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.